Hey guys, this week we are going to talk about numbers 0 through 30. Okay, so I'm going to go through these with you so you guys know how to pronounce these. We're going to start with 0, which is cero. And you have uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10. Now I'm on the second column with 11. So it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you look at 20, actually if you look at the teens, 16, 17, 18, 19, if you look, this is similar to 10. So if you look 16, so if you look over here, it's 10. What is 6? 6. So it's almost like you're saying 10 and 6, which would be 16. Okay, that's just a little helpful hint to look at. Okay, so the same thing for 17. So 10 y 7. Okay, so 17, 10, and 7. Alright, 10 y 8. So 10 and 8. So it's like you're saying, you know, it's almost like you're adding them. Okay, so that kind of helps you guys out a little bit. So moving on to the third column, we have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, y 30. And the same thing goes there. It's like you're saying 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 20 and 3. Okay, so you just run it together. 21, 22, 23. Okay? Alright, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is the number uno. The number uno and numbers ending in uno, such as 21, which is 21, have more than one form. Okay, so before a masculine noun, uno shortens to un. Okay, before a feminine noun, uno changes to una. So if I want to say a man, un hombre, I would have to say, I would have to shorten that to un hombre, which is also a man, but in this case it's going to be one man. Okay, so we shorten it because it's in front of a masculine noun. Okay, if I wanted to say that there were 21 men, I have to shorten it again because it's a masculine noun. So I wouldn't say 21 hombres, I would say 21 hombres. Okay, so it shortens. So there it is, 21 hombres, because this noun here is masculine and it's coming before. This rule is only for before, okay, not after, but before. Okay, and then we have over here, una mujer, one woman. Okay, it's coming before a feminine noun, so we have to change the O to an A. And of course, you guys learn una also means a, but in this case, it means one. And over here, you guys have 21 mujeres, 21 women. Again, we have to change the O to an A. Okay. Here you have the forms uno and 21 are used when counting. Okay, so we're not going to say un or una, we're just going to use the numbers. So we would say uno, dos, tres, and then skipping on you would say 20, 21, 22. Okay, they are also used when the number follows a noun, even if the noun is feminine. Okay, so remember the slide before, it was if it was before a masculine noun or before a feminine noun. Okay, and this one we're simply going to use uno if it comes after the noun. Okay, So you just use a regular uno if it's after the noun. To ask how many people or things there are, we use cuantos before a masculine noun and cuantas before a feminine noun. So if I wanted to use a masculine noun and I wanted to ask you how many pencils, I would say cuántos lápices hay. Okay. If I wanted to say, if I wanted to use a feminine noun like chicas, I would say cuántas chicas hay en la clase. Okay, how many girls are in the class? So if it's masculine, you use cuantos. If it's feminine, you're going to use cuantas. Okay. Then you have the Spanish equivalent of both there is and there are is I. Okay, this word here, I. Okay, it sounds like the letter I. Alright, so anytime you want to say there is or there are, because it means it's for both, it's used for both, you would simply use the word I. And you don't say hey, okay, you're going to say I, like the letter I. So it says use I to ask is there or are there. And then you're going to use no hay to express there is not or there are not. So examples that they gave you down here. This is asking how many. Okay, remember cuántos means how many. So if we look at this picture, it's saying cuántos estudiantes hay. Okay, cuántos estudiantes hay. How many students are there? And we use the masculine form even though there's girls in the picture. Remember that the masculine form is always going to be used if it's a group of guys and girls. And in this case, it's guys and girls. Okay, so if we want to answer that, we're going to say, hay 6 estudiantes en la foto. Okay, so if we look at that, there are 6 students in the photo. So there are is I in Spanish. Okay, there is also I in Spanish. And remember again, cuántos is used because there's both guys and girls in the photo. And again over here, we say hay chicos en la fotografía. Are there guys in the picture? If we look at this picture, do we see any guys? Not in this picture. Okay, if we look at this picture, there are. So it says hay 3 chicas y no hay chicos. So this one is saying that there are 3 girls and there are no guys. So remember, I means there is or there are. And then we use cuántos for guys or girls, or feminine, masculine, I should say, a combination of both, or if it's all masculine. And if this was a question of cuántas, how many girls are there, then we use cuántas and not cuántos. Okay? And that's the end. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me, email me. This is a pretty easy lesson. When you guys finish with your lessons, you guys need to go on to Quizlet and you guys need to study your vocab and study these numbers. Okay, I will know if you're studying based on your test. Your tests are going to be in Spanish, and you are going to have to choose certain vocabulary words. So if you don't know how to read this sentence, then you're going to choose the wrong answer. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're studying, and that's how I'm going to be able to tell if you are or you're not because of your test grade. Okay, so make sure you guys are doing that. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, please make sure you guys send me an email. If it's something that you need to know right away, please send me a remind, okay? Because I'll get those faster and I can reply sooner. Okay, I don't want you guys to send me an email and it's a question about the lesson and I don't get back to you until like an hour later because I haven't seen it. So if it's about the lesson, please send me a remind, and that way I can get back to you sooner. Okay? All right, that's it for today.